So when you say that you need to be active, so boots on the ground, make sure everything's working, is that not something that somebody else could do? Or what is it exactly that you would need to do as the owner to really make sure that things are, running well? Is it, being a friendly face, making sure that things are getting done in addition to, making sure that things aren't breaking down? Or what is it exactly when you do go on site? What is it exactly that you're doing?
Yeah, so it's one, you're exactly right, making sure that all the customers' needs are being met. If the machinery doesn't work for some reason, you need to be back in touch with them so you can give them a credit to come back and wash their car. You need to, and this is where the different models make a big difference, where, if you have an on-site manager and there's 4 or 5 employees, naturally you're going to need to be more involved in the business. Where I'm able to outsource most of everything to this one, a manager that's on site. He goes by the car wash every morning, blows off, all the leaves, make sure it's all clean and nice, and he checks to make sure all the machinery is working, and then he leaves. So he's probably there for 45 minutes to an hour every morning, just making sure everything's good and ready to go for the day. And so it's kind of this idea that, yes, somebody could do this themselves. They could be actively involved. If the car wash is on their way to their full-time job, they can leave 30 minutes early, stop by, make sure everything's working, clean everything up, and then not have to worry about it for the rest of the day, most likely. And so you don't have to pay and outsource that if you're local and that sort of thing. But that's where you do have to be active. It's not like you can just, like a rental property where you check in with your tenant every 3 months to make sure everything's still good. Right. You gotta be on top of things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So now, how much do you need to know about for somebody who's like, okay, I've never run a car wash before. I've been through a car wash. I can imagine what you're talking about with the automatic in-bay thing, but don't know anything about that. Don't know anything about running payroll. Have only been an employee before. Like, how much of that did you sort of research and learn on your own before buying a business? And how much of that does the former owner sort of teach you or hand off to you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say to anybody that's looking to buy any kind of a business, you gotta do a deep dive. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to do a deep dive and make sure you understand all the risks associated with the business, understand why the seller's selling, understand what's happening in the particular industry that you're going to buy a business in. Some people are fortunate; they're buying a business in an industry they already work in or know. But if you're going completely outside, understand what is, what are the new technological changes that are happening in that world. Most times the sellers are going to have a transition period. They're going to say, look, we're here and available, and we'll do trainings with you and that sort of thing. I just did a deep dive on understanding how the car wash business works. And the good thing is a lot of times there's vendors that you're going to work with regardless of the business that, they might be a supplier. In my case, there's a chemical and equipment supplier that I work very closely with. It's in their best interest to have partners that are running really good car washes because, one, they're going to sell more chemicals, and 2, they're going to have service contracts on the equipment, and it's not going to go out, it's just going to help them have a more profitable business as well. So you're just going to need to look and find who those partnerships are and how they play into it and whether they're going to be good partners going forward. And can you lean on them for advice, information, expertise?